Good evening, everybody. We are back for round 2 of the Winston Cup replay series. We're at Rockingham today. We got 250 laps ahead of us. Got a pretty full field here. About 18, 19 cars. Should be a good time. I've got Corn in the booth here with me, also running race control. I think he stepped away for a second, so we should see him here shortly. I expect some interesting stuff tonight as we get this thing going. Just a very wide plethora of drivers. So we should be ready to race here shortly. We got about 5 more minutes of practice, or actually qualifying. So we're gonna let that finish up real quick here. What's going on, Sam? We're going to go ahead and see if we can't get some info for you guys up here. 74 degrees today, 9-mile-an-hour wind. So this is set up just as if it was going to be the second round in 1987. I didn't go off of the 1987 weather, but we went with the correct date for it. There are some changes as we go through the season as far as how the track's going to shape up, but overall it's going to stay pretty close to authentic here. So we'll get our track map up. So I got that. Oop, we can hide that. I'm still working through the new overlays here, guys, so bear with me. I don't think we don't have anybody out on qualifying still. We got about 3 more minutes before qualifying is up. Sounds like I heard Corn come back to his broadcast seat.
Not quite, but it's close enough.
Not quite. Yeah, Joe, this is looking sharp. I'm really liking it. I see I got to make an adjustment already with the chat. It looked like. Where did I put it? Oh, good Lord. Why can't I find the SDK one to move? Of course I can't find it. Ah, there we are. Drag us down just a little bit, put us in the right spot so we're not hovering over the track. About 2.5 minutes left. Spicer on the pole right now with a 2468. Dennis Daly second with a 2477. Mr. Joe Sullivan with a 2043. J.D. McHaley coming in at a 2514. Damian Conrad 2517. Burns, a.k.a. Turnip. Yes, I have it fixed, Damian. We've got Nichols, Griffin, Wilson, Freeman, Evans, and McHaley are the only ones to qualify. I don't know if it's really going to matter to qualify here or not today.
It depends on how you run the race, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I won last season here with the Kyle Petty line.
Yeah.
So
and it's a very conservative line, but in the event that it stays green, it's the line you want.
Right.
We do have a late joiner. The Gominator is joining.
Oh, the Gominator has joined the race? What?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if he's going to make it or not. Corn, can you handle the usual duties for Mr. Gom when he gets in?
And everybody is now seeing that the Gominator is here.
You said drivers are noticing?
Yes.
Joe, Corn does not have the overlays, so he doesn't get to see everything that I see. He's looking at it more from the iRacing side alone, so that way we don't have to worry about me bringing up ribbons and crap like that. And I won't even hear you guys I hear you guys, but the broadcast doesn't hear you guys. So, and because it was brought up to me last time, I'm going to bring the screen audio up just a touch so you can hear the cars just a little bit. So guys, if you're in the chat and I get too quiet, please let me know and I will adjust accordingly. But about 10 seconds here, this thing should start gridding up. We'll get the grid up for everybody to see. once that's...
Well, we seem to have at least temporarily lost Robbie. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah, it looks like
temporary
he's
or permanent.
having a connection issue of some sort. All right. So we got Kale Spicer on top for today. Go ahead and get that there. We got Dennis Daly second, Joe Sullivan third, McKaylee was fourth, Damian in fifth, Justin sixth, Tyler Nichols in seventh, Gabriel Griffin eighth, Robbie Wilson ninth, Gary Freeman 10th, Rick Evans is going to be 11th, Father Ball McKaylee going to be in 12th. And I was looking to see if this would roll, and I'm not seeing it roll, so I'm just going to go off my other sheet here. We're going to have the Gominator 13th. Eric Cap's going to be 14th. Derek Sivers 15th. Scott Thompson 16th. Aiden Haller 17th. Diesel Weasel is going to be 18th. Ron St. Louis 19th. Robin the Wife in 20th. And we got Joe Gooch bringing up the back in 21st.
So you think we're going to see a green race today, or are we going to have a bunch of cautions, you think?
I think we might see cautions early on, and then I think it will slowly separate out here. We'll see how it gets going, but I think we're gonna have a good race. I think it'll be a good time.
I think so.
Oh, Joe, I've been going through every setting under the sun, with everything. I spent half the day today just getting how you see this on screen. So there's still a few other things that I'm still working with here, but we're slowly getting it. We're slowly getting it. So I think the best part about this new software is how much I can customize it, but also because I can change the cameras really easily on the fly. I can just click, 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 and we're rolling through cameras. So,
well, tonight we have 6 Chevys, 3 Buicks, 5 Blue Ovals, and 5 Pontiacs to make up the whole field.
man.
21, if I did my math right, 21 drivers.
21 drivers tonight?
Yeah.
Should be a good time then. Why am I seeing crashes already?
I don't know.
Unless they bumped each other on the start. I don't know. All right. It'd be 2. We're going to be 1 to green this time. So just a reminder for everybody, we are throwing iRacing cautions. There is no caution thrown by me or Korn. Black flags tonight are only cleared for if you get knocked down to the pits, drive through the pits to avoid a wreck, that sort of thing. But other than that, this thing is completely iRacing's deal. We're pretty much hands off.
Yes.
So
we'll see if the way God intended.
Right. Now they are stuck with normal iRacing penalties and whatnot. So
yes.
And we're off. Spicer getting a heck of a jump. You know that was a first gear start.
Oh yeah.
Joe Sullivan going to follow him down into 1 with Dennis Daly in 3rd. JD McKaylee 4th with Damian Conrad sneaking in there, but I see Turnip coming on the outside. Now the question is do you go full rip right now, or do you just settle in?
Oh no, I'd be settling in.
I think I would set my pace if I can keep with Mr. Spicer. I think at that point I would just settle in, ride, and see if I can't learn something.
Yeah, I mean this is 250 laps. You got no reason to go basically balls to the wall lap 1.
Right. I'm gonna go back to Damien here because I see he's 2-3 wide. Now, we all know what our good friend Chris Sullivan says. If you can hang the low line, you're usually good here. They call it the Kyle Petty line. Damien going to drift up with Robbie going underneath him in the 1 car there. They're going to keep it clean, though. They're going to keep it clean for right now, so. come back to the back here. We got Robin bringing up the rear, hanging on. I see some smoke though, so I'm not sure what that's about. Go back to the battle up front. Looks like Dennis and JD are kind of... Oh!
42 got into a turnip there.
Tyler Nichols getting a little loose off a 2. Still clean.
Oh,
Now,
I'm sorry, that was Damien he got into.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure who it was. I missed it, kind of, but I'm very interested to see how the one car does tonight. New to this car, has run a few races with us. We'll see how that plays out for him.
Yeah.
JD hanging in there pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like these guys are starting to stretch out a little bit. Come back to Tyler.
Yeah.
So we might...
Oh, we got a spin. Oh, Derek's going to hold on to it.
Derek Sivers hanging on to it, merging back in, back on the gas.
He might have gotten a little help from the 18 there.
I don't have anything in the list, but I think as long as he can cool them tires back down, he'll be all right. Got a battle brewing between Robbie and JD. We'll see who can outlast on this one. But the man who I thought was going to walk away is Mr. Cale Spicer. He's keeping it close. Maybe he's just kind of watching that margin, seeing what's going on. I'll go check the last lap times here.
He's playing it smart right now.
I think so too. I would be as well. So just not really.
Yeah, I went back and looked. Looked like the 18 got a little.
Burns getting loose. He's going to keep it down low, and he barely touches the wall.
Ooh. We got JD in the wall up in third place.
Yep, we're coming back to that right now. Looks like Burns is going to get rolling, so he should be all right for now. Top 6 are all real close.
Yeah.
Like, really close.
About a second and a half between them.
Yep. Spicer just kind of cruising out in front right now. We can't find some action out here on this track. We got Father Ball right behind the Gominator. Rocking that Rusty Wallace paint scheme. He said he really wanted to drive this one. As far as the paint scheme goes, he really wanted to drive this instead of his usual paint scheme. So, move back a little further. Diesel Weasel hanging in there about 15th. The woman on the move, though, Robin, up to 17th already. Oh, it looks like we've got Diesel spinning down through the grass. Go back and check that out really quick there. He's going to come out of 4. He just gets a little loose. But he's still rolling, so... Back up to the battle for the lead. Robbie's closed it in on Dennis and Cale.
He's running faster than both of them right now, but...
He's running a 26.49 that last lap to Spicer's 26.53. And Dennis and Cale running pretty close to the same lap time almost. It's actually kind of shocking. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Robbie getting into the wall back there. Looks like he's going to stay clean. Just kind of knocked him off pace. JD able to get by him, and now Robbie's knocking the wall down in 3. Uh-oh, Robin just missing the inside wall. Just going to hang it down on the apron. Well, that was wild. At least she's still moving. JD rolling through 4. They put a little distance on Robbie at this point. Back at the 1 car. He's about a half second off pace right now, but I don't know if that's because the tires are hot or what's going on. We got Tyler Nichols sitting back here in 6th. Damian Conrad coming in 7th spot. Gabriel Griffin in 8th. Got South Florida sensation Derek Cybers from the band Flying High. If you're down in the Tampa area, don't forget to check him out and his band. He's hanging out here in 9th. The Gominator hanging out in 10th for a man who didn't get any practice in. Not too bad, Gominator. Father Ball hanging out in 11th with Aiden in tow. And for this one, we're going to put this up. I got Ron St. Louis back here in 13th. He says, please don't turn me. I love it, Ron. I love it, man. We got Gary Freeman hanging back in 14th, down 4 spots from where he started.
Got the 54 car on pit road. Been there for
a couple of laps.
2, maybe 3 laps, yeah.
Well, it looks like he just entered pit lane. I'm not real sure if he swatted the wall. Yeah, I don't see anything where he went and swatted the wall. Maybe put some tires on. Some damage to that right front. He's got that right front tire pushed in. So, battle for the lead. Dennis has lost track of Kale a little bit. Kale dropping that lap time down about 0.2 lower than his. But I think now that things are starting to spread out, I think Kale might start pushing it a little bit here. We've got Joe Sullivan and Mr. J.D. McKaylee. J.D., if you're watching this, you really need to change your hometown for me, bud. Because we all know you're not in Pensacola no more. Robbie into the wall again. He's just slipping right now. I don't know if he's fighting some damage from the previous wall swats or if he just overdrove it early.
The only car that's running close or faster than the leader is the Gominator.
Really? What do we got the Gominator at? Who says, when I grow up, I want to be just like Tyler Nichols. You saw it here, folks. What are we seeing for a lap time out of him right now?
Last lap
26
between Spicer and the Gominator, 26.7, 26.8.
Yeah, he's actually the only guy in the 26s right now other than Kale, so we'll see what he gets this time around. Clocked in a 26.9 to Kale's 26.8 again. Robbie, stop messaging from inside the car. Also, change your brake bias. Lower it down. It'll help.
A public service announcement from AJ Stevens.
We got JD still fighting with Joe here, but they're rolling. Kale dropping to a 26.71. So your leader right now from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Kale Spicer, putting on a clinic. Gominator looks like he's dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, he's about a half a second slower that lap.
After watching his lap times a little bit here with Kale, it looks like he'll put in a hot lap and then let her cool down, and then put in a hot lap and then let her cool down. So back to JD and Mr. Sullivan here. I got the chat telling me to give Robbie a black flag. Yikes. Robbie back down to 9th here. He got passed by the Gominator. Gabriel Griffin looking to try to go around him. He says the car doesn't turn, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it looks like he might have changed that brake bias and backed up that entry. I think the man on the move right now is Tom. Although Tom and Derek Sivers is up 10 positions and looking for 11. And Tom is following.
Yeah, they're looking good right now.
Dear, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Cloudy. She asked me if it has lights.
Oh. I don't know. I don't think so.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, though. Derek up 11 now. This is the battle on track right now, though. Spicer's about a little more than a half a lap up on these guys. Derek going to roll the bottom around Tyler. Can he get the drive off the corner to go and grab it? But if he comes in where I think he's gonna come out damn near perfect. Yep, he's gonna go around Tyler on the bottom. Dominator gonna try and follow. But right now, I don't think Tom's got the run to do it. So we'll see what happens.
I had to make sure I was live. That was Damien he passed, not Tyler.
He was trying to get around Tyler.
Ah, gotcha.
I think Derek's got to let the tires cool off a little bit, go back at her. Kale Spicer putting it back down into the 26s with a 26.8.
Jeez.
That's a clinic right there. That's what we call a clinic. He's got a 4-second lead on Dennis right now. I think he's managing, so looks like we got Joe Gooch coming to pit road. Looks like he swatted the wall pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think we're going to see quite a bit of that, honestly.
Yeah, I think if you didn't do your homework, it's going to be rough. Diesel gonna let Kale on by. About a 5-second lead right now over. Wait, we got JD McHaley up into second. I don't know if Dennis has just fallen off. I'm getting a report that Dennis Daly hit the wall on that last lap. But JD McHaley bringing it in closer on lap time to Kale Spicer. He's running a 27.28. Joe Sullivan running a 27.21. These boys are on the move. JD McHaley, affectionately known as iRacing Sweetheart. I don't know what that's about. I think he's Mick Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Captain Mick Sparkles. Well, we know he's not senior chief. That's his mother.
Exactly.
Joe Sullivan going to look underneath him here. I want to go back to that. I'm going to wait to make that move back to the other battle. Joe Sullivan inside of Mick Sparkles. JD going to give it up, it looks like, and just keep rolling. Try not to lose too much time to Kale. We're going to come back to Derek. Derek's gotten away from Damien and Tyler and everybody. Tom trying to make his way around Damien here. If he can keep the tires underneath it. Tom, not much of a short track racer, more of a dirt track guy. His motto, you won because I let you. Oh, I'm hearing some info out of Robin. Oh, nope, she's just up in the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to worry about there. Kale Spicer still hanging below a 27-second lap time. Robbie, keep dropping the brake by us, bud. Check in on Father Ball here. We haven't checked on him in a minute. Running all alone there in 11th, but closing in on...
Running pretty solid right now.
Back up your brake, or back up your corner entry, dear.
Spicer's
Start
getting ready to
braking a
lap
little earlier.
here.
Yep, I see him going around Aiden. These guys actually keeping it real clean, though. Real respectful. Who's the battle that we can go watch right now?
Gary got the wall.
Looks like Damien got back around Derek.
Kale's gonna put Scott a lap down here.
So we've lapped up to 14th, or through 14th.
Yeah, go around 97 and the 82 as well.
Looks like the 18 spun on the front stretch. He's on the bottom in the front stretch. So 37 laps in. Let's go back and look and see what caused that. We're going to back this up just a little bit and play it out. Oh, he just blinked out.
Oh.
And it looked like because of the blink out, Tyler essentially drove through him. Yeah, his internet just freaked out right as they were catching up, so. But that looked like a blown motor to me. See
Yeah,
how
he's
many
definitely
guys
got a
we
meatball
got
to the
headed for
now.
pit road. We got a few takers. I got Joe Sullivan, looks like JD, Dennis, Tyler, Robbie, Eric, obviously Gabriel, and Joe Gooch all on pit road there. Got a lot of guys stayed out. I'm
Yeah, and I
surprised
think
nobody.
we're gonna see that. You know, probably go see some tire strategy over 250 laps. Our first caution's only 38 laps in.
Yeah.
You'll probably want to go at least 50 or so laps on this first set of tires if you can help it.
Try to save as much fuel as you can.
Yeah.
Like I said, our leader putting on a clinic. Kale Spicer out in front. See if anybody's got anything for him now that we're bunched back up. It looks like we got some takers this time around down to pit road. Kale gonna stay out. I was looking to
Yeah, we
see.
got our lap cars coming down right now.
That'll be something to keep an eye on if with wave rounds, because it doesn't always like to work. Keep an eye on that. You may have to handle that. So, and that might have been why Kale decided to stay out. Maybe try to keep some of those guys a lap down and try to minimize who all he's got to fight here. Not a bad move. Not a bad play. He should have plenty of fuel for a little bit.
Is it just me, or was Gary supposed to be the lucky dog there?
That I don't know. That I do not know. Who got the lucky dog on that one?
87.
Okay, yeah, because Scott was, I think, the last one that Kale had passed. So. All right. We got 2 to green here. We got 1 to green this time. So, for those unfamiliar, 87s have the lap cars up the inside, which makes this a whole lot more interesting. So we're going to have Kale Spicer, Damian Conrad, Derek Sivers, Tom Gom, Joe Sullivan, your top 5 coming to line. We do have, like I said, all the cars to the inside are lap down cars. Lucky Dog will fill in at the back, which was the 87 car that time. Don't see too much damage out of the lap down cars, so we'll see what happens. I have a feeling the lap down cars are probably going to get a good jump just because of fresh tires, that sort of thing, unless somebody's got some serious damage. I see some decent damage to the right front on the 54 there, but hopefully he's got everything fixed. Pace car is going to duck off. And Kale Spicer going to hold him. Yeah, I figured the lap cars would get a decent jump.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here with the pack as we get through turns 1 and 2. We're going to roll through clean, it looks like.
Ooh, Dennis and Robbie sent it in. Robbie getting into the back of Dennis a little bit there.
I heard Robin have a little bit of a freak out. It sounds like she almost sent it into Diesel. Well, Robbie's got some new shoes on that thing, so let's see if he can keep them on it this time and go after it. We got Derek up to 3rd. I see the old chrome toaster trying to push through.
Yeah, they're making their way.
Uh-oh. JD looks like he had a save there.
Yeah, we got into Tyler got into him a little bit there.
Whoopsie.
And here's the thing, Kale is still running faster.
I see 26.3 out of Spicer to a 26.4 out of Damien. Rick just plowing that wall down in 3 and 4 almost. Tyler's going to clear him. Go back up towards the front. I see the Chrome Toaster putting it inside of the Gominator right there with a power move going into 1. Oh, Robbie sliding through 3 and 4. He caught it. Let's roll that back real quick. I want to see. Did he just lose?
I think he gets into the back of Derek here.
He checked up too hard for Derek, and I'll bet his brake bias is way too low right now. No. Dennis going to roll that bottom. He's going to go take off after Spicer. He's around Damien, and he is on the move and running faster.
If I heard correctly, the 54 has a meatball.
So Dennis just ran a 25.98 to Spicer's 26.65. Let's go check on the 54. Yeah. Oh, that car is shaking like a leaf on a tree, it looked like, when he went to slow down. We're going to set this to the gap. We're going to see what happens here. Dennis is pulling Kale in. He's got him down to 0.4. I don't know at the speed he's running if he can manage. That will be the big determining factor here. What was the last lap time? Kale did turn it up a little bit, but Dennis has just got more tire than he does right now. We heard Father Ball sound like he slipped a little bit coming off the corner. Still rolling good in Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. Oh.
So I went back at it, and the Rick in the 54, he skimmed the wall, and I mean skimmed it, and apparently that gave him a meatball.
Oh, it changed all my cameras on that car. Dennis is going to be underneath him. They're side by side, down into 1. Does Spicer just let him go and hope to save the tires? Dennis is going to clear him here coming out of 2. Dennis pulling away from Spicer. He run about 1/10 faster, actually 3/10 faster that lap. And he's going to start pulling away. We're going to move back here and see if we can't check out the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Damien on older tires. I think Derek pitted that time. I could be wrong. Derek going to roll that bottom. Nice, Keith. Everybody likes a win. Uh-oh. I hear... Yeah, Gary's still rolling. I don't know what's going on, but... Back to the battle for 4th. Derek's still trying to go after Damien. Gominator going to try the high side. Yeah, ooh, Derek getting wild loose off that corner.
Yeah. If I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing, the only one that's really not pushing their new tires right now is JD. Ooh, stack coming out of 2 there.
There's another guy that's faster than Spicer on this track right now. And it's this guy. With a 26.83 that last time. This time, 26.93. So a little slower, but he's right on pace with Dennis. Cale turning it back up on Dennis with a 2681. So I'm wondering if Cale just was saving a mad amount of tire. I mean, the guy's good at it. So we'll see what happens over the course of the next few laps. Derek and Tom falling off to Damien a little bit. I wonder if they got their tires a little on the hot side there.
They all three of them got the wall coming out of two there, and they stacked up into each other.
Yeah, so now it's spreading out, and they got to go back after each other.
Yep.
I'll move back here to Tyler, who's all by his lonesome with McKaylee in tow. JD putting in a 27.45. Dennis finally dipped up into the 27s. Eric Cap coming in at 10th. Fatherball looking to go underneath him, though, and take that spot away from him. We'll see what happens. Back up here to the battle for the lead. Cale's closed it back in. Check our last lap times here. Cale running faster than Dennis at the moment. So we'll see. Keep in mind, Dennis pitted the last time. Cale hasn't. So I think these cars were going to get to about the 100 lap mark before we saw him pit. So
I just hear Robin squeak.
yeah, she's a little pushy in the corners because she's overdriving the entries.
Ah, gotcha. It's really easy to do here.
I'm hearing I hate this car.
Ooh, 82. Ron and 54 got together a little bit there.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Ron,
God.
87.
Well, then I just saw it looked like Rick got back into the wall again. So I'm sure he's fighting one heck of a front tire issue.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Dennis going to try the high line through 3 and 4 to stay out in front of Cale. See if he can't get a better drive. Dude, these guys are running close on the lap times.
They are. It looks like Dennis was just a touch quicker that time by about a half.
Oh, Dennis into the wall. He keeps it up there. Cale's going to go by. I wonder if Dennis has overdrove his new shoes. He got the wall again coming out of 2, so hopefully it didn't put any wheel damage into that thing. Way off pace that lap. I think we're going to start to see Robbie coming into the picture. He drove a 27.17 that last time to Cale's 27.55, but Cale having to avoid Dennis hitting the wall there.
Doesn't look like there's it doesn't look like there's really any damage on Dennis's car. I think he'll be okay once he gets that thing back under him.
Cale with a 27.16. Robbie with a 27 flat. And it looks like Dennis is getting the car underneath him here, so hopefully he can kind of set off after him again. Fastest man on the track right now, though, Robbie Wilson.
And there's not a whole lot of cars that are that far off of him, though.
Nope.
You got old Fatherball in the number 2. He's carving his way through the field, running faster than most of the guys in front of him.
Yep. Joe Sullivan putting in a 27.24. Cale down into the 26s again. How does he do it, folks? JD biding his time back here behind Tyler. I think he's just kind of riding. Not really pushing. Fatherball coming to him. Does the old guy get it done and get it past the young buck? Oh. Tyler going to ride that low line. JD with a decent drive off. Let's go back to this so we can see the gap. go to the 15 here. He's going to get around Damien. And last lap, he ran a 27.3. Robbie's still running 27 flats. I just don't know if he can hang on to it for that long. What lap did we have that caution on, Corn?
It was lap 36, I believe.
So we're
Lap
30 laps
37.
into a run.
Lap 37.
Okay, so we're just a tick. Okay, we're just at 30 laps into this run. So we'll see. I think if they didn't have to pit, you had 20 laps of fuel from here or close to it. I'm sure Kale's probably probably saved some at this point. We got Robbie closing in on Dennis, but he's 4 seconds out from Kale.
Now, who gave you the... Ooh, Tyler around going into turn 3, it looked like.
Yeah, we're going to go back and look at that.
He saved it, that's for sure.
He comes off the corner. Man, in a straight line, she just didn't want to keep going. But he kept it off the wall, so props to him.
Now,
Mike McHaley around JD.
Made it around JD. Yeah, I didn't see that.
I just saw it come up on my screen here, so Dennis has closed in on Spicer a little bit the last time around. Everybody kind of running 27s. Robbie's still running a 27.2.
Kayla's still out there outperforming everyone.
Yep. Robbie's cutting it up on the bottom, but Joe Sullivan was faster than Robbie last lap. See what Robbie has this time. Have to wait for it to update here. 27.83. Kale turning in a 27.33. Joe Sullivan with a 27.45. Mike McHaley with a 27.36 the last lap. Almost faster than your leader.
I think Mike's figured out what he needs to do at this track in this car.
I think so too. I think he's doing exactly what I was kind of telling him. You got to check up early, run the bottom, and just easy on your gas. And I think you'd be all right.
Yeah.
So definitely Father Ball running the way he should. We got JD back to 9th right now. He's 5 positions back from where he started. Eric Cap up 6 from where he started in 10th. Biggest mover so far currently, it's a toss-up between this man, Ron St. Louis, and Derek Sivers up in 7th. We got Scott Thompson in 12th. Tyler down to 13th right now. Good old Burnsy, or Turnip as we love to call him, is in 14th. Diesel Weasel up 5 to 15th. Aiden Haller coming to pit road, so he's going to drop a few positions here. Robin up 3 to 17th. Gary Freeman in 18th, a lap down. Joe Gooch a few laps down here in 19th. Rick Evans and Gabriel Griffin rounding out the race.
Yeah, Gabriel's been on pit road for about 20 minutes now.
Yeah, I think when he hit the wall there, I think it wound up blowing the motor. So, Keith, how's the car sound? Is it too high or is it just about right? Oh, we've got Spicer still running a 27.19. Dennis ran a 27.70. Back here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's starting to look like new tires have evened out to old tires.
I was going to say, usually about 10 laps at a super speedway, here probably 20.
Yeah,
Robbie catching Dennis. Go last lap. Robbie ran a 27.5. Dennis running a 27.5 the last time as well, so not much faster. Next closest to Cale right now would have been Derek Sivers the last time around. The man that is awesome. Derek, the man of saving tires, is probably going to be the closest matched right now. We'll see as the race continues to go. Perfect, Keith. That's what I was hoping to hear, buddy. Cale running a 27.2 that last time. Derek, 27.4. So Derek's not far off. Him and Joe Sullivan seem to be the best at the moment outside of Cale Spicer. Cale's slowing up a little bit here. I assume just kind of smartly cutting through lap traffic. He's going to put JD a lap down here in a minute. JD going to let him take it and run with it here. So we're lapped up through 9th place right now. Go back to checking the gaps, see who the closest on track is to each other. Everybody kind of stretched out right now, which is kind of wild.
Now, if the cautions fall on the right or don't fall, does Cale end up lapping the field?
Well, he's got a pit still.
Right, he does, yeah.
He hasn't put fuel in the car. So we'll see.
Four guys that haven't pitted, so
check and see what Robbie does here this last lap. Down to a 27.48. Diesel up into the wall trying to keep it away from Robbie that time. Looks like Robbie kind of slid back on Dennis. So Dennis pulling out a little bit. Oh, Gabriel just said that the motor blew when he hit the wall. So he's got 30 minutes left still. That's rough.
Bill?
Yes. You figure it knocked the front end off it, so I'm sure there's all of that, but man, Spicer hanging it right there at a 27 flat, not really dropping off. I think the man has a killer setup right now. So,
as that phrase goes, sometimes, baby, you
just had it. Derek and Tom battling it out back here, but I don't think either one are really trying to push the other. Just try to keep tires on it.
Now they got into the 54 on exit of 3 there, or extra 2 there.
Now they're getting a little loose coming off still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're now starting to see tire wear come into play again. This run going quite a long ways. I see Robbie get loose.
Down the road here. Oh, we got a meatball.
I don't see the tires shaking though, so
He said he tapped the wall and got a meatball.
I wonder if it wore out enough that it just went boof.
I mean, it's only been a handful, I mean, what, 50 laps for him?
Something like that. Cale still puts on a lead. He's up 10 seconds. About to put Mike McHaley a lap down here in 7th.
We got Turnip on pit road as well here.
Got the 95 on pit road, you said?
Yep.
Did he pit on that caution? He had to have.
He did.
Okay. So unscheduled stop for Turnip. Man, Kale's got to set up just carbs. Holy cow. I just watched the way he went underneath Father Ball like it was nothing.
And we're lapped all the way. Oh, 54 in the back of Tom there. 54 got the wall.
Yeah, this
We're
is...
lapped all the way up through 7th place right now.
Robbie says it just stopped turning mid-corner, so looks like he's going to drop back a little bit here.
He is still on pit road, so
Derek all by himself.
Robbie just pulled off pit road. Based on the time that he was down there, I'd have to say that he had that 30 seconds. That
30 seconds are required.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to love that, right?
However, on the
what you seeing? What you seeing?
Ooh, the run Damien got on Ron. He about ran right into the back of him. It was such a run.
Derek Sivers up 12 right now. Biding his time. Ooh, and he gets in the wall. Of course, I say that as he hits the wall. Gotta love it. I mean, we still got about 150 laps here. Like, this race ain't even halfway over yet. Let's see if we can show this. I don't know if it'll give us track temp right now or not. Track temp up to 93 right now. So, late in this run, it could be that, you know, we're starting to see things get a little slick. Waiting to see when Kale's going to hit pit road here.
Give him about another 9 or 10 laps, and he'll be having to come down.
Oh, here he comes.
It's coming down.
So your leader on pit road. So he'll relish that lead to Dennis here shortly. Now, Kale was the only one that didn't pit, I think, on that first cycle.
You had Kale, Dennis, Kale, Damien, Derek, and the Gominator.
That all stayed out?
Yep.
I see Gary coming down pit road. So, Dennis Daly, your leader right now. Get that up and on screen. And then we've got Joe Sullivan back in second. Who dropped a lap?
Kale.
I kind of figured. Oh, Joe into the wall hard. Damien hanging on to third currently. Got Derek up to fourth. The Gominator in fifth. Mike McKaylee seventh. So we're unlapped at least to ninth currently. But we've still got a whole pit cycle to come out here. And I think, if I'm right, they should be able to, if they pit after they run it out, that they shouldn't have to pit again after that, if my calculations are correct.
JD coming down pit road here.
Yeah, JD headed down. Yep. We looking at a scheduled stop or just pitting early, you think?
He might be a scheduled stop here.
Dennis pulling out to about 4.8 over Joe Sullivan. Kind of curious. Let's take a look at his lap times last couple of times here.
And Damien coming down pit road here.
Running pretty consistent. I don't think he pitted with everybody either, did he?
No. You still have Derek Sivers and the Gominator that have not pitted.
Crap. I gotta hide things. We don't need a bunch of things up on screen, do we? All right. I would think Derek and the Gominator coming probably together.
Yep, here
Here
Tom
comes
just called
Tom.
it out.
Yep, I heard it. So the Gominator to pit road. Dennis continuing to lead, pulling out. He's up 5 seconds right now.
And Derek will be pitting this time.
Let's see what the man on the mission looks like. Man, Cale dipping it down into the 25s for lap 94. I'm assuming that's shortly after he came out to the pit. But his fastest lap was a 25.849 on lap 95. That's fast.
That's wicked.
That's wild.
Yeah, he has unlapped himself, so.
Yeah. Yep. Dennis going to hang that high line, letting a couple of these guys get back on the lead lap here. Derek Sivers on pit road. Scheduled stop. We got Joe Sullivan.
54 is out of the race. He's gotten out of his car, left the session.
Tough run tonight, too.
Yeah.
This is one of those tracks that if you don't hit the setup just right, it really throws you off.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Mike McKaylee hanging out in third.
I mean, this is there's a reason I don't touch this track with a 10-foot pole if I can help it.
No, I love this track. It's a whole lot of fun to me. So, but Mike and Scott gonna battle it out for a while. I'm hearing more.
A couple cars coming down pit road. Yep.
Sounds like Ron just called it out. Maybe.
Ron and Sullivan, I believe.
Yep, we got Joe Sullivan on pit road right now. So Cale's gonna start cycling up through the pack at this point. Dennis still to pit.
A little bit of an early call for some of these guys.
I mean, at 100 to take your first set or second set in that matter, yeah, you might be right.
My philosophy is, Robbie's left the race.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off track. What's going on, Yoda? Welcome to the race.
See if I can't figure out what happened there.
He says that he's in the chat, overdriving the exit in 2 or something. Tire quit working again and slammed the wall. Destroyed the right front. 7 minutes of repair. Ouch. All right. So Dennis has a 20-second lead over Cale. And he has yet to pit. So I think what Dennis's plan is to make it without... Get it to the point of he doesn't have to pit again. And then go from there.
Yeah, my general principle is if I can help it, if it's staying green, I'm not pitting.
Right.
Unless I absolutely have to. Tom coming back down pit road here.
He smacked the wall, or is there some?
He does not have a wall.
No, I got Tom rolling around the track still.
Oh yeah, look at that. For some reason I'm on a replay version.
Oh, that's interesting. What's up, Dig? Welcome to the race. We're not even halfway through yet. We'll be here for a minute. We're just hanging out and having a good time, calling a race. Cale Spice the man on the move right now.
He's closing in hard on Dennis, though.
Look at his last few laps up. And we're going to go. So there's Mr. Spicer's laps to the cars in front and the cars behind. And we'll catch it this time as he goes by the line. He is 1.1 seconds faster than Dennis currently. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how much he's going to close in. Right now, 15 seconds back from Dennis.
Dennis is probably getting ready to lap car here in the next few laps.
That's what I was. Yeah, it looks like the 97 and then the Dominator not far out in front of him. I've been amazed at the amount of green flag racing we've been doing in this series so far, though. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
guys are doing their homework. You know, there's a couple of them earlier in this race that could have been cautions that haven't been so far. Dennis going to go ahead and dive it under Eric here. Just can't seal the deal yet. Man, Cale putting in a blistering lap last time by. Dennis with a 27.6. See what Cale throws down here. Just waiting to see him cross the line. 26.77. So almost a full second quicker still. But yeah, back to the green flag stuff. I mean, you know, the fact that running clean, consistent, it definitely makes for a long race, but it's definitely clean racing. So,
I mean, if you're like me, that's what you like to see.
right. Green flag stops are always a nice thing. Although I'm sure some of these guys are about crying for a caution.
Oh, I would not doubt it.
We got Fatherball just slowly cutting through the field. Trying to keep it off of Tyler there. He's just running, just keeping her steady. Looks like everybody with tires, though, is definitely running faster. Mike dipping into the 28s right now. He's going to have the Dominator coming by him shortly. But I think they got to go all the way around again to get by Fatherball. Check out where Dennis is at. Still running a full second slower. We'll check that gap too. But Spicer down to 9 seconds right now. But I think if Dennis's plan works right, he's going to have more tire than Cale by the time he comes out. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Dig, we've been working with him a little bit on his setups and helping him understand why to make certain changes to the cars. So I think that's probably helping him. But here, his patience will definitely pay off.
Well, we've lost Gary as well.
Gary's gone?
Yeah.
Well, that's no fun. Dennis continuing to lead, though. Hale's got him down to about 7 seconds. Scott's pulled out on Mike a little bit. All right.
I see that about 10-15 laps we see Dennis come down pit road, whether or not Cale's passed him.
I was gonna say it's gonna be close at that point, because that'll be the halfway point of the race. And if I know Dennis, if he can make the halfway point before another set of tires, that's key. Yeah, that's gonna be key. Cale's got him down to 5 seconds and closing pretty quickly. We're going to check last lap times.
I mean, he's still a second, 1.1 faster.
Oh, yeah.
That lap, he was only 9/10 faster.
I
say that like it's, you know, a big change.
I mean, here, though, it really is.
Yeah.
Got JD trying to work his way back onto the lead lap around Dennis. Dennis going to let him go. Check that gap. Down to 4.5. So Spicer on the move.
believe that puts JD back to 1 lap down.
I think you're correct. Go to the nose view for Kale here. It's kind of wild. You put this thing up on the roof and all of a sudden it feels like you're flying around this place. But you can see that rubber building up in that bottom lane. Kale just being smooth coming off the corners. It's got Dennis down to about 3.7. Dennis, with this angle, almost looks like Dennis is stopping in the middle of 3 and 4 to try to get it to turn. He's still crawling that high side, and Kale's keeping it low middle. So, move it back out.
I just heard Diesel correctly. He's running on 118 lap old tires, so that
holy
means
smokes!
He pitted. He took fuel only.
Oh my god!
That is nuts.
Well, if Dennis played this right, and it almost feels like he has, look at how close Kale is, and look at what lap we're getting near.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dennis played this maybe perfectly. It'll depend on how good Kale's setup is late run if we don't get another caution. So we'll see. But if Dennis can manage to hold him until 125, I think Dennis is going to be okay. It'll be interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold him until 125. Because Kale's slowed down. Because I think now he knows he's at the leader, and now he knows he's got to save tire. We'll see. I know last week we were watching that Daytona strategy he had, which was pretty interesting. I think it would have worked if he wouldn't have gotten that wreck. So he's looking for some redemption here for sure. Go back here. We're going to go back to that nose cam. On board with Kale. Now, if you're Kale, do you just wait? Nope. He's down underneath him, but he's not really pressing the issue. And there he goes. Yep. Yep. Dennis just realized it. So Kale Spicer back to the lead. Yeah, I would think we'd see Dennis come in for 4 tires soon, like real soon. So we'll see. Just kind of depends on how that strategy is going to play. Let's see if we can't go back to the field and find some other battles going on. Scott Thompson up 15 so far to 3rd. Mike McKaylee hanging out 4th.
He's the last car on the lead lap right now.
Yep, 23 seconds back from Kale. Just biding his time. Joe Sullivan hanging out in about 5th right now. We know he swatted the wall earlier, so I don't know how bad it's going to be right now. He's looking to go under Dennis, but I know he's a lap down to the top 4. We got Damien in 6th. Eric Cap in 7th. Derek Cybers, the Dominator. They can't get away from each other. We got Derek in 8th. Tom back here in 9th. JD in 10th. We got Tyler Nichols back in 11th. Mr. Diesel Weasel himself, he's in 12th on them ancient tires. Got Justin Burns in the Wanger car. Yes, you heard that right. Wanger in 13th. Ron back here in 14th. Then we go to Joe Gooch rounding out top 15. And we've that's the last car we got running right now. So we got 15 cars on track. Pretty spread out at the moment, guys. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. But Dennis 4 seconds back to Kale. Second, third, and fourth have to pit, I would think, at some point here soon. Unless Dennis is just hoping to maybe pull off a second here, get his points, and head to the next round. Because Kale is one heck of a short track guy. Looks like I got Tyler coming to pit road for a scheduled stop. Yeah, Gary, this is one of them tracks, man, that, like, if you're, I was telling Corn, if you're not doing the homework or hitting the setup just right, it's just not good. So I'm really shocked that we or did he just go a lap down? He just went a lap down. So Kale's lapped all the way up to third right now, and we're just past the halfway point. So let's check out the lap times. Kale turning in low 27s. Dennis just about to dip into the 28s here. I don't know if he's trying to really run the fuel level out of this thing. Go the distance. I don't know. Because I didn't run a full tank on this car. I don't know where this car's going to run out at this point. Sorry, Eric.
Dennis has been out there for 96 laps.
That's wild. Yeah, he's got to be pitting soon.
And then 87 has been out there for 95, or yeah. And then so
Father Ball the same.
Yeah.
It might pay off.
Out of the,
Who?
69 got into the wall, and they stacked up behind him, almost had a big wreck.
Yeah, and our leader's right behind him.
Yeah.
So JD back on the lead lap for right at the moment, but Kale being right there. Yeah, Kale slowed it way down that last lap. He had a 28.3. He's going to go ahead and zip around Gooch. Yep, I just heard him call that out.
I still have JD on 1 lap down.
Who? I just heard a call from somebody else.
It was Gooch.
So Father Ball down to pit road. Dennis still hanging it out there.
There's the
Dennis
call.
coming to pit road. Ooh, he dropped off the racing surface. I imagine he's going to really like 4 tires right about now. So at this point, Kale's going to have everybody a lap down here shortly. Although Scott Thompson's going to stay out a little bit longer.
He's pitting this lap.
Oh, there we go. Looking for the closest race on track at the moment.
I guess that answers my question about if Cal's going to lap everybody.
Yeah, he's going to get Scott right here while he's on pit road.
Yep.
So Scott coming down pit road. That's just a clinic.
And that'll put Joe Sullivan to second.
Yep. Which he pitted, I think, with those guys shortly after Kale did. So...
yeah, he's been out for 37 laps. Kale is 48.
But knowing how Dennis plays the fuel mileage game, this might pay off. It really might. you know, he's 2 laps down right now. But he's not far behind Kale, so he could get a lap back here and then potentially get another one back when Kale pits. If he has to pit again. I'm not 100% sure, so...
I believe Kale will have to pit again. He's probably about 20 or 30 laps short.
That would be my guess, too.
Oh,
Diesel
wow.
said he went 135 and the right front was at 32.
I think he said 22.
Okay. That means that the setup is doing what it's supposed to. Granted, he probably wasn't running the fastest laps, but... Was that on the left sides?
Yeah, that was on the left side, that sounds like.
That's actually pretty good. He probably could have went with 2 tires. I would have put 2 on it and a full tank of fuel and let her rip.
Yeah.
So where's Derek at? Okay, Derek is closing on Damien, I do believe. Let's check the lap times between him and Damien. He's actually a little slower than Damien, right? Yeah, a little slower than Damien right now. Still on the move, still putting in good laps though. So we'll go back to setting that to lap time, see what happens. Dennis Daly, your fastest man on the track, 26.5. Actually, yeah, still fastest man on the track. Actually, it just clicked to 26.3. What? Yeah, Dennis is moving.
Aiming in the wall, coming out of 2.
Dennis faster than Scott. They're both on fresh sets of tires, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see what our track temps at. Track temps falling a little bit. We're down to 91. JD getting into the wall there, hanging out in 7th place. Dominator on the other end of the track from Dennis, but for how long? Tom spinning 27.4s to Dennis's 26.6.
We do have the 18 back out of the track. 109 laps down.
That's rough. Well, hopefully he can pick up some positions.
Credit for skipping in it, though, yeah. Because if he's able to keep in it, he'll finish 17th if Robin gets back out there.
Yeah, that's big in the long haul.
He was on the road for almost an hour.
Gabriel said, well, I may have had to steal a 351 from one of those Thunderbirds, but we're back. Duct tape warrior.
Dennis got into turn 2, it looks like. Exit of 2 again. I'm sorry, Damien.
Oh, Damien?
I was going to go with car numbers. I'm better
off. Oh, man, it looks like that right front's got a black eye.
Yeah.
He bent that sucker pretty good. But, yeah, Cale Spicer, the only man right now on the lead lap. Putting in a 27.11. Dennis putting in a 27.02. Scott Thompson, your fastest guy, to 26.8. Sitting back there in 8th place. Oh, I take that back. Eric Cap threw down a 26.366. Or a 26.36. Jeez, oh, pizza can't talk tonight.
I feel like I'm not needed right now.
Right? Check the gap to Damien in front of Derek. He's running a little bit faster, about a 1/10 a lap. That lap Damien hit the wall, he was about a 1.5 seconds faster. So
I will tell you, we're seeing a bunch of different tires strategies out on the track right now.
Oh yeah.
And so you've got guys that are, 5 laps down, passing guys that are 1 lap down.
Right. We've got Tom is running faster than Derek currently. Which is interesting. Nothing so far, Dig. We're rolling green. We've been green since what, about lap 36?
Like that, 36, 37.
Yeah, that's a long time. We still got about 100 laps to go.
I need to throw in a stage caution.
Right? If I'm reading this right, I can't tell. I gotta look and see something really quick, because this doesn't make sense. Tom ran a 27.5 that last lap. Dennis with, well, let's see what he says when he hits the line. Dennis ran a 26.8, so he's faster right now on track than the Gominator. And he's faster than your leader.
Gonna be coming down pit road here.
Got, was that Ron calling for pit road?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I just seen him dive off. Ron making it up to 13th right now. Oh, all right. Back to... Looks like Damien might have outrun Derek. Oh, Derek swatted the wall hard. See if we can't find out what happened there. I'll roll this back just a little bit. Oh, no. Turnip was in the wall. He wound up with front end damage. Couldn't get it slowed down. Or he's trying to get it slowed down. Steer it to the bottom, and then he pounds the wall on the inside. So Derek Sivers on pit road right now, which sucks because he was running a really good race.
Yeah.
Cale Spicer still out in front. Check that gap again, although it's... Man, he's almost got... He's got up through 5th, 2 laps down right now.
Almost want to give him a driving penalty just to see what'll happen.
Right? We give him a drive-through, stop and go or something. Can he make it back to the front? Got JD behind Dennis. Stop and go for 40 seconds. Oh, so we got Scott Thompson here on 7th, up 11 from his starting position. And then Eric Capps in 8th. Mike McKaylee not far off of him. He is catching Eric ever so slightly. Is that Derek out of the race? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Sounds like he's going to try to finish, but...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's run as many laps as you can and see if you can't get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark...
Hey, never give up.
Mark said even if we gave Cale a stop and go, it only gets 3 guys back on the lead lap. I mean, that's 7,000 iRating right there, guys. Like, that's... there's a reason this guy runs the way that he does in the 87s.
Yeah.
But he's still got to complete about another 90 laps clean. So he's going to go around Turnip here. Turnip's going to hang that high lane. He's going to go around the Dominator here. Yeah, I'm shocked that we haven't had any caution at this point since lap 36. Ooh, Tom pounding the wall there. Tom turning a 27.7 that time.
Apparently JD's the most exciting car on track.
Is he?
I mean, I focused on crashes and I focused it on most exciting, and it's just him.
Dennis at a 27.2 right now. I'm just kind of curious where Kale's at. 27.0. Dennis is definitely moving. He's a half a second faster than Tom currently. And if I look on track, he's about a full straightaway ahead of him. So it might take him a few more laps to really pull Tom in here, but he's going to try and go after him. And if I'm remembering correctly, I do believe Tom pitted quite a bit sooner than Dennis did. So
now iRacing is just jumping back and forth between the McKayleys.
JD running a 27.6. So Dennis definitely pulling away from JD right now. Got Scott Thompson running a 27.2, so he's starting to pull JD in. About 0.4 faster the previous lap. This time 0.2.
We now have only 2 cars, 1 lap down.
1 lap down. Cap closing in on Scott Thompson as we speak. Not super crazy, but just enough. That time he's losing a little bit to him. Mike McKaylee slightly off the pace from Mr. Cap. Almost pretty even that time. Burnsy just losing the father ball. He's about 0.4 that last lap, so I gotta imagine we'll see some guys start to come down pit road here real soon.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
At this point, maybe we'll see Mr. Spicer step out, make a cup of coffee, and come back and see what happens. Tyler Nichols closing in on Turnip a little bit here. He's about a half second faster. And then we come back to Diesel Weasel. He's hanging in about 12th. Let's look at this through a couple of things here. He's got to be feeling a whole lot better on way fresher tires.
I would imagine so.
Right? We got Kale setting his sights on Damien currently. And looking lap after lap, Spicer is pulling away from Sullivan, even though he's almost 2 laps up on him right now. Sullivan in the middle of 1 and 2, while Spicer just crosses the line here. Yeah, he's running about half a second faster per lap. What else we got going on? So there's Joe. Still working through some of these overlays that are kind of screwing with me. Damien gonna go ahead and let Spicer go here.
That's wild.
I think after this, I think you're going to see some guys go do some more homework before the next one. Because all the sessions are built. They should be able to get the laps in and get their testing done and hopefully have a really good setup for the long haul at the next race. which our next race, we're headed to Richmond, so another short track on the schedule. We're going to do 200 laps there, and that'll be next Tuesday at the same time for all these guys. See if Tom is closing in or losing. He is losing to Damien here. Give up about a tenth that last lap. Dennis pulling in Tom still, but his lap times are starting to kind of waver a little bit. Ran a 27.6 lap prior. This lap, he's going to be a 27.9. So he actually lost the Dominator that time. So we got old JD and Fatherball side by side. JD's catching Dennis now. It's flipped the other way. JD 0.3 faster that last lap. Just kind of running his line. Scott's been catching JD for quite a while, but again, they're on different pit cycles, different fuel strategies, all that fun stuff. Eric is currently a lap down to Scott. Still losing on time a little bit. You know, we say that this place eats tires. The way that the surface is, I mean, it's just so rough that you can't keep tires underneath the thing almost, is what it feels like. Almost feels like no matter what you run, it's hard to get around here cleanly. So Tyler running that bottom lane. Got 4 laps back from everybody. Kale just weaving through traffic, nice and smooth.
There's any green, white checkers?
No. No green, white checkers.
Oh, cool.
What are we all cooling?
It's not letting me.
It's not letting you what?
My push to talk wasn't doing anything.
Weird.
Yeah.
Kind of odd. Were they giving you shit because you couldn't talk?
Yeah.
Tell me you're on a smoke break. Ooh, Dennis dropping way off on time now. He's losing a second a lap to Scott Thompson. Let's go pull last lap. Fastest guy on track, still Kale Spicer. Second fastest guy on track. Looking like Eric Cap right now. Yeah, Gary, that's generally what happens. We'll blame it on Corn. He says you're breaking things.
It's all right. I'm fine.
Eric Cap for a minute. He's your fastest guy on track next to Spicer. He's ripping off low 27s right now. So he's going to start pulling Fatherball in at the moment. Spicer down on pit road. I bet he can make it from here. Huh? Yeah, you blew up. Your car was still running. Yeah. Yep. So
Derek has exited the
session. That's no fun. So Joe Sullivan has unlapped himself. Kale's rolling off of the pit road exit.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Damien's unlapped himself too.
So is the Dominator. Dennis has unlapped himself.
Kale just kind of slow rolling right now.
Get back out on track, otherwise she's gonna lose a position.
The motor just blew up.
What?
Yeah, her car was running the whole time and it just blew up.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta love it.
All right, JD's headed down pit road here.
Ooh, Kale clipping the apron on that one.
I can't believe Kale is
Ooh,
still...
he was in the wall.
Kale was?
Yeah, he just clipped the wall in the trial. I'd call it a trial, but the kidney bean area. He just threw down a 26 flat. And that was with hitting the wall.
Jeez.
JD down pit road. So Joe Sullivan's about 8 seconds back, so they've unlapped themselves, but they're still going to have to pit one more time, I think. So... Oh, man, Don, that sucks. Yeah, Kale's already starting to pull away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running 26 flats. So... At this point, it's kind of just manage and see how you can hang on here.
Yeah.
But, all right. I'm going to leave you in charge for a minute. I'm going to step away and use the restroom because I got to. We'll leave it on Dennis because we got JD flying up the inside. Scott right behind him, but I'll be back in just a minute.
10-4. L going around Tom here. That puts us back to 3 cars on the lead lap.
All right, so we got what? About 140 laps left? Ish? Or no, that's way wrong. I'm definitely doing my math wrong.
Like 80-ish.
Yeah, 80-ish laps.
Closer to 60, really.
I mean, we got Kale back out here just spinning low 26s, just burning it up. Sullivan's about 16 seconds back from him currently. I'll give you guys a onboard here off the roll bar. I mean, that's just smooth.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Letting off early.
Oh,
what we got?
Oh,
where?
I think turn up. Where is this? Fireball got turned, I think, by turnip there.
Oh no! Gabriel tried to avoid. Oh my god. Let's grab.
Yeah.
I'll move this back and we'll take a look at it from a better spot here. Mike did a really good job of locking it down. I don't think he's going to have a boatload of damage, but he'll have enough.
So
All right. You're probably going to be busy here doing wave rounds, buddy. Your
well,
leader on pit road.
is he?
He's on pit road. And I think there's some guys that can make it. He's going to change tires. So that's going to put 4 of them on the late, or yeah, 4 of them on the lead lap right now, because Sullivan's on pit road. Why do I have Tom in first place all of a sudden? Tom's your leader right now.
Yes, you would be correct.
Oh my god. Okay. I was not expecting this. We got JD, it looks like staying out.
I believe.
Are they 1 to green?
No.
Yes, JD, if he's 1 to green or 2 to green. Okay. When the pace car pulls around this next time, Corn, you should be... If they don't get a wave around, don't forget to give them a wave around.
Yep.
Tom's on pit road, so Kale's going to be your marker. Probably a smart move to pit for tires here. So basically, it looks like everybody back to Dennis. Yeah, so it looks like JD, Damien, Scott, and Dennis will be getting wave arounds and picking up a lap here, so... Well, it looks like Scott's going to hit pit road, so...
Okay.
So it's just going to be JD, Damien, Dennis.
Yep, they're going around.
Perfect. Yeah, so just give it, and they'll be fine.
So who needs it?
Damien, JD, Dennis. Those 3. All right, so you're going to have... Kale is the lone car on the outside, looks like. All right, we're gonna get him restarted. Get Joe on the top lane behind Spicer. We're off. Start watching lap times here. At this point, everybody's got fresh tires. So we got the 42 is going to be a lap down currently. Who was that?
I believe it was Ron.
We're coming back to look at it. Oh, no, he sent Damien. That sucks. He just kind of clipped him there, so...
Yeah.
Man, they ran so long caution-free. Golly. Is he gonna... Nope, he's not gonna. Joe's gonna bring it in, I think, fix some more damage, but...
I'll say Kale stayed out.
Yep, Kale stayed out.
Yeah, can't really blame him.
So Kale Spicer, your leader, has led for a boatload of laps. Just flying
get
tonight.
back on the lead lap here.
Just flying tonight. You said we got Scott coming back to the lead lap?
Yeah, and that's rough because Danian would have been lucky dog there.
Yeah. And Scott pitted instead of taking the wave around earlier, so that move looks like it paid off.
Yeah.
So sounds like Diesel's gonna pull it off the track. He's gonna go ahead and bring her down pit road. All in all, it's just another car in the wall, he says.
All right, JD's bringing it down pit road as well.
I don't know if it held him or what. It's weird that he would be coming down now.
He might be getting those tires.
I think they're going to be putting tires on, see if he can't hang on to it.
Yeah. He's
So,
still
top 5 on the lead lap.
Yeah, because that'll put JD back to 9th, I believe, unless Fatherball went back down pit road as well.
I've got Mike behind JD, so yeah, it looks like it. Have one more lap here at pace and then get this thing going green again.
Yeah.
Take a look at Damien here. Yeah, he's got no front end now, and the back end's pretty bent up. Unfortunately, not a lot of time to get things fixed here. Funny, Don. Oh no, Gabriel got caught in that and got another 7 minutes of damage.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he braked. He stayed up high. I think he was hoping that they would go to the bottom, and they just kind of stayed up there. There was nowhere for him to go. So you got Fatherball coming to the back of the field at speed. Spicer gonna lead him off here. Gom, your second place car. Dennis Daly in 3rd, Joe Sullivan 4th, Scott Thompson in 5th, all on the lead lap. Everybody else to the inside is at least 1 lap down. We're going to get this thing back underway. Lights on the pace car off. It's going to dive down here in just a second. Here we go. He's going to hold him. Not a bad move. He held him for a while.
Yep.
Sounds like Dennis missed a shift, maybe.
Ooh, a little bumping off of Kale from Tyler there.
Yep. He's going to fight for that lap back, I think.
Yeah, I mean, can't fault him for that.
He's about 3 laps down right now, so Dennis going to try to sneak up the inside on Tom. Oh, Tyler's loose. He's sideways. Did he keep it off the wall? Got a little bit of nose damage, but not terrible. It's going to stay green. Go to the battle on track between Tom and Dennis here. See if we can't get you guys a wild view from the gearbox. Dennis looking for any way by. He's probably going to dive her to the bottom here. Tom running a decent line. You can see how bumpy the track is, though. Holy cow. I got Burns just crashed. What's this about? Oh, his trunk lid's flapping in the breeze. Gets loose coming off a 2. Does the same thing Tyler does. He's still rolling.
I got turn up on pit road now.
Yeah, he hit the inside wall, but the trunk lid, I think from the crash with Mike, flapping the way it was, wasn't helping. Yeah. Sorry, Mark, not trying to get anybody sick. I thought I had cameras adjusted, man, but apparently I need to make changes. What you got, Corn?
Damien just got the wall hard on entry to 1 there.
That's a shame, too, because that car looks really sweet.
Yeah.
So. Tom holding off Dennis right now. Showed the last laps. He's a touch slower than Dennis, but the top 3 all running about the same lap time with a 25.8. Holy crap. We'll try a different one for you. Let me go here. We'll go off the gearbox on Kale. That might be a little bit better. Tom actually staying close this time on Kale. Diesel, it's brutal here, man. I totally commend you for trying. I've finished this race before with my legs just killing me. So
you are a better man than I am. I would not have attempted this race.
I think Kale's pushing to get Tom to burn up his stuff. Tom's walking it out of the corner pretty hard right now. Let's see if we can't find a battle on track here. Nothing right at the moment. Looks like JD and Eric are about the best battle we got at the moment. We'll keep an eye on the leaders. See how close they wind up getting here in a few, but
back out on the track. But that trunk lid is just a flopping.
Oh, I know. He's gonna let him go, it sounds like.
Yeah.
JD not really looking to change his line too much. Get out smooth. Back up front. Spicer keeping him about 3 to 4 tenths right now. Hopefully the Gominator's got something for him. But I think Kale's going to probably have this thing. Tom making a really good exit out of 3 and 4. Yeah, Diesel, I'm not surprised your ankles and probably your knees. That's always what seems to hurt for me. Check the last lap. Actually, we can do one better. We can do this. And there we go. We can see front and back.
He's trying to get around the 97, get another position here.
Spicer running 2 tenths faster. Dennis running a 10th faster. So Tom's kind of in a weird limbo state right now. I give it another couple of laps. I think you're going to see Dennis all over the Gominator.
97 and JD are going by
Sullivan. Yeah, but they're a lap down to Joe. I think at this point, Joe's just going to try and hang out with what he's got damage-wise and hope for another caution. Oh, man. Yeah.
Gnarly.
I'm done. Mike got collected in that too, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it got loose and then just headed for the wall, and Mike had nowhere to go and then hit pit road exit and took Ron with him. Check Mike here. This is a rough one.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, his car lands on Mike's right front, and Mike just hits the pit road entrance barrels. Round he goes. So I think Eric Cap is going to be your lucky dog 2 laps down. Man, I don't know. I think if I was a couple of these other guys, I might have taken and stayed out. Eric Cap staying out. Tyler going to stay out. Try to get a lap back here.
Oh, man.
What's up?
That was just a hard hit.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like Tyler, the 18 are going to stay out, so those are going to be your waiver rounds here, unless Tyler brings it down pit road in a second. But Tyler's car looking a little on the sad side. Kale going to take, I think, that last set of tires, try to run it to the end at this point.
Oh, and
He's still...
poor Ronnie almost had that avoided.
Yeah. Yep. Well, in Diesel, I don't even think it's a speed thing either. I mean, Fatherball had great speed all day. It was just, I don't know what happened to Damien there. It looked like the car just hooked for the wall. So I'm not real sure.
Got a little loose there, and just, I don't know if he overcorrected it or.
Okay, so the 18 is going to get the wave around here when they make it back by the start-finish line.
It looks like several guys are gonna get the wave around here.
Oh man, Ron, that sucks. The only person that I have in front, Dennis is your leader, so the 18's only getting the wave around.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, still top 5 on the lead lap. Oh, Damien said that it got loose, snapped right when he tried to save it. It just drilled the wall. A couple guys still sitting on pit road. So we're going to re-rack it with what? A little over 30 to go? Or just about 30 to go?
31.
And Spicer going to be in 4th place. So
we can't get that thing back up front.
We're going to change our camera here. We're going to go off that nose cam. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to show that. Let's, we'll ride on board with Mr. Spicer for a lap or two here, see how this goes. Because he's got the setup. Oh, Mike said he's got 52 minutes. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it blew the motor and probably bent the frame. But we're going to go back green flag here. He's going to head to the inside of Scott Thompson, try to make some quick work. Man, you could hear that throttle response. Just kind of letting her do her thing. Ron, you were running a real good race, man. Nothing to be ashamed of there. This is one of them tricky tracks, so. Diggs thinking Spicer's going to be the lead in about 4 laps. All right.
I can see it.
Let's go back to TV2. He's going to go around the inside of the lap car. Dennis going to be your leader right now. Got the Gominator in tow. We're on a 25.45 that last time to the Gominator's 23.3. Yeah, Tom, your fastest man on track last lap. Spicer with a 25.37. We'll see how this plays out. Kale getting around the 42 right now. Man, he hooks that bottom, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Smooth as butter. Dennis and Tom trying that high lane, see if they can't get away from Cale, but I think as we see the laps start to wind down, I think you're going to see that 66 reel in the 32 and the 77.
Yeah, I don't doubt it here.
God, it was funny. The angle of the sun and everything, it looked like Spicer's trunk lid come open. Yeah, I think he's just sitting back waiting. I don't think he's really pushing, so go back on board from the nose. Yeah, you hear him just easing on that throttle. And he's going to pull Tom in off of 2 here. Oh, Ron, I wouldn't quit, man. You were dicing pretty good with these guys, so just take some time. You're getting to that point where it's minor adjustments as far as what you need to make to get through certain things cleanly, and it's a wide spread of field for this race, so I wouldn't give up on it just yet. Ooh, Tom in the wall. Cale all over the back of him. We're going to dive it off into the bottom. Says Gominator who? I got to give Tom shit. Oh, Tom going to fight him back. And Cale's going to dive into the bottom again. Oh, Tom's loose. He saved her. Holy moly. Let's take another look at that. Holy crap. He didn't even touch the wall. He just overdrove the corner.
No,
God bless them.
Just barely, but he touched it.
Oh, I went back and looked at the spin out of 3 and 4 that last time. All right. Dennis Daly continuing to lead. Cale Spicer faster that lap time around. 22 to go. How many we got on the lead lap at this point?
We have 5.
Still got 5 on the lead lap.
Cale's going to get around Dennis at some point here. I believe it.
Yep, I believe it too. Yeah, he's running that low line really well.
Yeah. I mean, no offense, he runs it better than you do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no denying that. I don't even know if my setup would keep up with him. So
now we're 20 to go here.
yep. Man, they've left the Gominator in the dust.
Yeah.
Lap times that time around 20. Actually, Tom was faster. So was Scott Thompson by about 3/10.
Cale there.
Cale faster that time with a 240. Dennis with a 266. What's up, Fafnir? It looks like they're just having fun up front. That's a tight battle. This is shaping up to be good if they can run it out. We'll see if Dennis's tires can hang on. Dennis run a 268 to Spicer's 269. Tom's going to come back into the picture. He's at a 264 with Scott Thompson at a 265. Cale looking.
No, Cale's going to back off a little bit here.
Yep. He says, I'm going to save them tires. I'm going to wait.
Now here's my thought. Is Cale toying with him?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get to ask him here shortly. Tom's still running faster than these two. He's at a 265. Let's check the gap. Tom's got him to 1.4. And closing. Last lap time. Tom's still faster. Scott Thompson faster than Tom.
Held it inside. He's going to dive it down low.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh.
Dennis tapped the wall just ever so slightly. This is a track that, like I said, you can't say it enough. It's tough to build a setup for. Do you build it for 1 and 2, or do you build it for 3 and 4?
Yeah. That's the tough part.
Yeah, Kale with a 26.4 that time. Everybody else at least 0.2 off the pace. Tom with a 26.6. So he might pull Dennis in. But Dennis drops it back to a 26.6 to Tom's 26.64. So
21. Good
that's just cooking. That is just cooking. 14 to go. I hate to say it, but I think as long as he keeps it clean,
yeah.
I don't see any major trouble, but again, you never know. There's a lap car spin, and he doesn't see it coming around a corner. Happened to be at Bristol. So, come back to Dennis Daly here. Still running a 26.
Like Talladega, where I didn't see a wrecked car.
Damien says set it up for 1 and 2. It makes 3 and 4 easier to drive.
I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, Dennis ain't giving up, though. Still running a 26.7. Tom at a 26.8. Scott Thompson dropping off to a 26.9. Roll through the rest of the field. We got Tom Gom in 3rd place. Scott Thompson in 4th. He says he's just trying to survive. Joe Sullivan bringing it in 5th. Hanging on to that Dale Earnhardt-inspired Wrangler Ford. Eric Kapp in 6th place. Got J.D. McHaley back in 7th. Tyler Nichols is a lap down to J.D., but in front of J.D. on track. In 8th. We got Turnup in his sad Wanger car in 9th. Joe Gooch up to 10th, up 13 positions.
Great run out of Gooch.
And that's all I've got on track right now. Well,
I'm going to say you should have the 18 out there as well.
Yep, I'm looking to see. So we got Gabriel in 16th. Quite a ways down, but he still could pick up some positions here as long as he keeps it rolling, keeps it green. But the Gominators closed it in on Dennis.
I don't think Gabriel can gain anything here, because the next car from him is like 40 laps down ahead of him.
Okay.
We've only got about 10 or so to go.
Yeah, Tyler, I can get with you before the race tomorrow.
There are 6 laps to go.
Yep, and Spicer is just gone. Let's get this off screen, and we'll do that. Yeah, he's running 0.4 faster than Dennis. 0.2 that last time by. 6 to go. Back to the battle for the... Ooh, Dennis getting loose off of 2. He's running faster than Dennis. We'll see if he can get around him. Tom faster by about 2/10. This would be a good pickup for Tom, especially after Daytona. Actually, I think top 3 here either had bad runs at Daytona or they weren't there. I know Tom had a wheel disconnect and slammed into the wall, so his season starts here. And then I think Dennis missed the race, so a second or a third here would be really good for him too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Tom is right there on his bumper.
Oh, I know. And he's been faster than Dennis the last 2 laps.
I'm going to look to go low here. He's there.
He's going to try it. He's shoving it up the inside.
They make turn 1 and 2 happen here.
Yep, he's going to hug the bottom. And he's got the run coming off. He's just going to hook the middle, see if he can't take off after Cale, but Cale's running almost a full second faster right now. Dennis going to come back on the inside. Oh, they touch!
Oh, 18's blowing up.
Oh, no. Hey, at least he made it. Tom going to gap Dennis that time by. Cale's got 1 left to go here. All he's got to do is hit 3 and 4. And he's going to bring home checkered here. He comes out of 4. Cale Spicer going to be your winner tonight. Back here and check out the Tom Gom battle. Tom going to bring it in second. Dennis in third. Scott Thompson a close 4th. Joe Sullivan coming out of turn 4 in 5th. Eric Kapp going to be 6th there. Can you let them know to head to the interview waiting room?
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully grab Cale here for an interview as he's going to park it in victory lane. I'm going to do a burnout in pit lane. I like it. Cale Spicer, your winner today. See if we can't grab him here real quick once he gets done burning the tires off this thing.
And appropriately, Tom is celebrating a second place finish. Cap dies in turn 3 well after the race is over.
Is Tom really going to do a burnout right now? Him and Dennis?
Sure, why not?
We'll swing over. We got all sorts of guys doing burnouts. Oh, that's funny. All right. Hopefully we can get Cale here really quick before he zips off. I'd say that was a good race, though.
Oh, absolutely. I quite enjoyed this race.
All right. So we got Cale in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and pull him in if you could, Corn.
Yeah, I gotcha. If I could find my mouse.
That happens.
Yeah.
All right, here he is, Cale Spicer, the winner today. Hell of a drive, man. That I would call that a clinic. So, tell us how you did it.
Well, you see, you got this little skinny pedal on the right, and you just want to smash it.
I don't know about that. I was on board the car there for a little bit, and it seemed like tire management was your whole strategy tonight.
Yeah, it's a big thing with Rockingham. That place is one giant sheet of sandpaper. You lift it really early and just float it down to the bottom, and it's usually pretty good for tire wear.
I always like to use the Kyle Petty line around here, as it's been called. But I mean, it looked like you could pretty much put it anywhere on the track tonight. So,
Ross
good race.
Chastain's line is a hell of a rip.
I'd see you get some good runs coming out of too. So, but yeah, hell of a race. I mean, hell, at one point you were up two full laps, I think. So
close to it, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know we joked about giving you a stop and go just to make things interesting, but good race tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
I'll thank my dad. He's out getting cigarettes, but if you'll catch that, thank you.
Alrighty. Well, good race, especially after the way Daytona ended for you last week. So, nice turnaround from there, and we'll see you at the next one.
God bless.
There you go, man.
All right, let's get second inning. Why does it have practice results up? That was weird. I'm not sure why I had practice results. I'll have to look at that. Anyways, let's go ahead and grab second place, Mr. Tom Gom.
What's going on there, Tom?
Because I let him.
I was waiting for it. So,
mic drop.
So are you saying you took second because you let Kale win? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what I heard.
We'll go with that story.
Okay.
No, I didn't think it was all that bad for a fixed setup with a few tweets.
I wondered what you did, because early in the race it seemed like you struggled, and then end of the race the thing came in.
Yeah, big swings with tire pressure.
Okay.
Initially, what I did, because Derek gave me a setup and it didn't load, and I was like, shit. So, here we go. So went over the Rockingham setup from iRacing, changed the track bar, and after the race went on, I was just kind of reading the tires and taking big swings at it. And I guess right.
I was gonna say, because all of a sudden you and Dennis were going at it pretty good for quite a while there.
Yeah, he damn near wrecked me.
He damn near wrecked me. Yeah, because you guys bumped there. Was it coming out of 4, or was it going into 1? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I just remember I felt the touch. I was like, this guy right here.
Yeah. So I would say overall your swings worked. They definitely helped, because it seemed like you had a lot better drive once we got a couple of cautions and you're able to get some changes in it. So, definitely good run tonight.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, I want to thank Mama for the cooking and Daddy for the whooping and the devil for the trouble that I get into, and I got to give credit where credit's due. Thank the bank for the money, and thank you for putting on this race.
Just one last question. Do you still want to be like Tyler Nichols when you grow up?
Oh, every day. Every day. I wish I could have his vernacular.
Okay.
His twisted steel and sex appeal of whatever the hell he's walking around with.
All right. Well, nice turnaround from Daytona. Like I said to Kayla, I mean, you guys both had kind of interesting ways that both your races ended last week. So congrats on the second, Tom. And we'll see you at the next one, buddy.
Oh, don't threaten me.
I always do. Tom Gom, everybody. All right. Last but not least, we got the man with the chrome toaster, Dennis Daly. Third place, led some laps. Looked like you might have something for Spicer there after the midway point. It looked like late run it just kind of come apart, or was it track changes? Walk me through it.
Setup was just missed. Could not get the car to drive off the right rear. Just burned the right front off.
Started
so I was
plowing the
just
wall.
trying to. It just got so tight that I had to give up so much speed to get it to turn that was just my downfall.
Yeah, because it looked like Cale pitted midway through that run, because I don't think he took fuel at the first caution, and I was like, okay. I figured by about the time he caught you, you'd probably pit, and then it was like, nope, he's still hanging there. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like you were going to try and make it on a one-stopper, but
So, my strategy, I pit on the first lap to check my tires on that first caution, and they were roasted. I had 77% on the right front after 30 laps.
Okay.
So I made huge swings in tire pressure, which helped.
Right.
And I was able to, I ran that long, and with the fresh tires, that's what made me catch Cal, because he was still on, or Kale, he was still on the original, so I was able to pick up track position, get up front. I was able to maintain it. And then when everyone else that had stayed out around lap 100 made their first stops, I still had another 30 laps.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I ran that full cycle out. When that pit cycle ended, I was 5 laps short on fuel to go to the end. So I started saving, and I was, until that caution came out in that last run, the first caution, I was good to go. I had 5 laps to the good, and I was going to work my pace to see where I needed to be, but I was good to go to the end.
I kind of wondered, me and Corn were talking about it, and that's kind of what it felt like, that you were gonna try and make it that one stop and then just go to the end and save the tire and hope for Kale to possibly run out of fuel, and you just needed it to go green the whole time, and it just unfortunately didn't.
Yeah, with how 90% of this race went, I thought we were gonna get a green flag run. And after the first 30 laps of how we kind of single filed out and stuff like that, and that's why I pit and took tires, because I'm like, I figure we're gonna go long here.
Right.
So
Well,
after
I mean,
that, and I figured out what the car would do on a full load and where I needed to be with it. So that's why I'm like, I can go another full load here and save, and if I can save, I'll even be in better position than I was at the end of the last one.
Right. So, well, I mean, you know, even knocking the wall down a couple of times out of 2, it still seemed like the car was, you know, manageable. So, you know, I would say a third place, even missing the setup, that's pretty damn good in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm happy with it. With how much I was fighting this thing, I'm happy with a third.
Yeah. So
Definitely with
right.
how those cautions fell, and I could have been way behind the ball.
Right. But all right. Well, anybody you want to thank?
Thank my wife. Thank the brave little toaster for riding around again.
Alrighty. Well, congrats on the third, and we'll catch you next week, buddy.
I'll be here.
Alrighty. All right. Well, that's it from us, folks. Any parting thoughts, Corn?
Not that I should say on stream.
Well, I overall I think it was a good race. You know, especially for Rockingham. This place usually in officials is a caution fest. So, congrats to Kale on his win again. You know, guy was just insanely fast. So, on that note, everybody, we'll be back here next Tuesday for Richmond. We got 200 laps from there before we head back to a 1.5 mile track. And I may stream tomorrow night. I know I've got a league race that I've got to help Tyler get set up with. He'll be broadcasting over on his channel, which is Cheshire Racing. That will be the Gen 6 league that we've been running for quite a while. So if you want to check out the broadcast for that, he'll have that over on his YouTube channel tomorrow. I'll try to make sure that links go out in the various places and Discords and whatnot. If you're not in the Discord, links in the description. You're more than welcome to join if you want to get in on the action here. You're more than welcome to join that too. But outside of that, I got nothing else. So say goodnight, Corn.
Chicken! Pet the chicken! Pet the chicken!
Good night, Cord.
And we'll see you guys next week.